watching KCAL 9 News at 2.
All right, we slather on the sunblock, but you know what? Sometimes we forget to protect our eyes during the summer.
And sunglasses don't always offer 100% protection. Joining us today is Dr. Brian Wachler with more tips on what else you can do. Hi, nice to have you here.
Pleasure, pleasure.
And I love that you have food.
Yeah, people usually don't think about food for your eyes, but as you mentioned earlier, it's all about in addition what you put inside your body in addition to what you do on the outside.
Right.
So let's talk about some of these things here. So,
right, colorful food too.
Yes.
And all these foods are known to be very high in beta carotene. And beta carotene is very important. It helps protect our eyes as well as our bodies against a lot of illnesses and diseases. So, but a lot of people may not realize that, you know, peppers, like these red peppers, full of beta carotene. Carrots, the reason why carrots are orange is because of
beta carotene.
You studied.
So it's true. When you eat carrots, it's good for your eyes?
Absolutely, absolutely. So your grandma was right in saying eat your carrots.
And Mom, there you go. And
Mom too.
You've got cantaloupe here too.
Cantaloupe, sweet potatoes. I personally love sweet potatoes, one of my favorites. And we also have apricots and spinach. And what beta carotene does is it helps reduce the risk of getting macular degeneration. It's a very common problem in people who are over the age of 60 that can cause really severe vision loss. So you want to make sure when you're making your fun summer salad, throw in some of these great colorful fruits and vegetables because it really is going to help. And also other health benefits too, like in boosting your immune system, reducing risk of infection.
All of it good. You can leave it for us so we can have lunch then after that.
And the next tip is don't rub your eyes. I know some people have allergies, they get itchy, and we do have a tendency to touch our eyes.
Yeah, and especially right now in the summer, people can get itching because it's dry. So there's that tendency, especially with kids. But you want to remember not to rub your eyes. And
as soon as you say it, it makes me want to do it.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't. But you see, the reason why is because when you rub your eyes, you're actually causing micro damage to your cornea, the outer lens of the eye. And that can increase the risk of getting a disease called keratoconus, which is a bulging of that outer lens. And kids are particularly susceptible to it. So you want to make sure if you're a kid or you're having itchy eyes is use artificial tears. So these are very simple. You can just twist them off and
get them right at the drugstore.
Eye drops, huh?
Very common, yeah. And we can treat keratoconus with a non-invasive procedure called the Holcomb C3R, but we always want to prevent something like that from happening.
Just prevent it first. And then we're talking about contacts, and I know this might sound odd, but you say don't put contacts in your mouth. And I have seen people do this.
They do it.
You know, I'm like the confession here at the eye doctor's office. You know, we just don't have that little, curtain. But it's like, have you ever put that contact lens in your mouth when it fell out or it felt dry? And most people are like, yeah, guilty.
Yeah, of course.
It causes infection, huh?
Well,
it can't be clean.
Your mouth is literally like a sewer. It's full of bad bacteria.
Wow. Oh, not just my mouth.
I know that you brush and floss, and you too. But literally, you got lots of bacteria in there. So when you take the contact lens and put it back in there, you've just literally put all these like millions of bacteria on your eye, and that's a big risk factor for getting a very serious eye infection called a corneal ulcer that can cause scarring and some really bad vision problems. So point is, if your contact falls out or it's feeling dry, either just go without the contact lens until you get back home and you have an extra one you can put in, or have some lubricating drops such as these, little saline or eye wash, and just clean it off.
Just
and then
don't put it back in your mouth.
That's the key take-home message.
That's your tip.
And sunglasses, it's important to know what you're looking for when you're buying sunglasses. Absolutely.
And this type of sunglass here, I'm just going to do a little demo. You can see
just to look cool, right?
That's right.
Very good.
I'm not going to wrap it.
There you go. Okay.
But you see, it has a really good wraparound design.
Right.
So it blocks a lot of sun coming from around the edges of the frames. So those little fashionable sunglasses that look really cute and cool, they're almost not effective. So you want to look for really good wraparound. Of course, having 100% UVA and UVB protection.
Right.
And the best protection is actually a hat when you're outside, and the
now you are going to look cool.
Sunglass. And I don't know why we have a Giants hat here.
Yes, you are wearing the wrong
Dodger
hat
country,
here.
Yeah. But this ended up on the table.
Dodgers fans a little bit upset
somebody's
about
got to pay
we'll
for
just
that.
turn it around.
And And then you also talk a lot about lubricating your eyes, because we know dry eye can be a problem, and something called blepharitis.
Right. So when you're having dryness, like in the summer, because it's a desert.
That happens a lot.
It really does. You want to use lubricating eye drops, kind of like the ones I showed you. And also a great treatment for dry eyes is taking oral flax oil capsules that you can get at the supermarket. 2 or 3 capsules a day does a great job. If it's still not feeling better and your eyes are still bothering you and dry, then it could be a condition called blepharitis, which is a fancy way of saying acne and inflammation of the eyelid oil glands.
And that's when we need to see an expert like
Exactly.
you. Doctor, thank you very much.
We'll just keep
My
the
pleasure.
sunglasses. Thanks so much.
Okay, sure.
You know, just so we can look cool, right?
For more information about Dr. Wachler and his eye care tips, just check out our website. It's KCAL9.com. You can click Seen on TV.